And I was standing at the dissection when I was crying. I was like, no, I'm going to quit medical.
They said even if I'm questioned by the police, I was like, no.
Hi everyone, my name is Vanessa and you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you are not new and you've already watched my intro video, you're welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back again. So if you've already watched my intro video, you know what I do. As I already said, I am a medical student at the University of Ghana Medical School. I explained that I didn't go to medical school like the regular people where you finish high school and then you go into medical school, but I did undergraduate for 4 years, and then after that I applied for the graduate entry medical program. So graduate entry medical program is basically medical school for 4 years. So instead of going for the 7 years, you go for 4 years starting from level 300. We are done with our first year of the program, so that's what we are going to talk about. So I have my friend here. What's your name?
I'm Gloria.
So we are going to talk about the program, what it is, the application process, and everything you need to know. So make sure you watch this video to the end for all the info. Okay. Okay, so you are going to start with the application process. How was it like for you?
The application process, okay, so I think the applications open in September, right? And then the deadline is in December. So for me, I wanted to apply initially in 2019, but I wasn't able to apply due to some circumstances, so I applied in 2020. And then the pressure and everything, wondering whether you're going to make it or not. Yes, that was the main thing for me.
Yeah. Well, for me too, I also wanted to apply in 2019. Yeah. So I finished. When did we finish? 2019.
Yeah.
Then we did service to 2020. Okay, yeah. So we wanted to apply in 2019, but I delayed a bit, so I couldn't do it. So I had to apply in 2020. So basically, you just go to the University of Ghana website. Every information will be there. So you apply based on what they want you to submit. You apply online, and then they will ask you to submit some forms to the GEMP office. So you submit that one too. Once you've done that, after some time, they will bring a list of those who have been shortlisted on the website. So if you are lucky and your name is passed, then you proceed to the next step, which is the access course. What was it like for you when you were shortlisted?
Okay, so for me, when the shortlist came out, I wasn't very, very excited. Like I felt like that's just the first step.
Yeah.
And then I think we were a lot, we were 217 or something. I was like, wow, all these people want to get in. And then I heard we were going to take like 50 or 60 people. It's like, okay, so what are the chances? But I was like, okay, let me just go and see how it goes. Yeah.
So the access course is for 2 weeks. We had the courses that we did
medical sciences like pharmacology, physiology, anatomy, microbiology and molecular biology, and then physics, chemistry, biology, and math, English, and critical thinking. Yes.
Yeah, so
Quite a lot.
everything she said. So we did that for 2 weeks. So you pay 2,000 cedis for the access course, and it includes lunch, and water. So yeah, it's bad, but it's not so bad. So after the 2 weeks, I think for us we were lucky to have like a week to go through everything that we had studied, like a revision week.
I think they're making it something now.
Oh, okay.
Initially, just after the classes, the following week, we just write the exam.
Imagine we finish the classes now, the following day I write an exam. But yeah, now
it's a week for preparation,
and then we do the. So the exam is very hectic because we do everything on the same day. All the courses that she mentioned, we are going to write everything on the same day. So it was split into 3 periods. Yes. So the morning, what did we do?
In the morning we wrote math, English, and critical thinking. So your mind has to be sharp. Like in the morning, I'm starting with that. Then I think after that there's a 30 minutes break. Then you write the second paper, which was in the biology, chemistry, and physics. And then the last paper is later in the afternoon after an hour break for lunch.
Yeah, and
Then,
that's only
and that's only
by chem. Was there by?
by chem, pharmacology, physiology, microbiology.
Yes, I've forgotten the modules that we did, but she remembers everything. So those were the courses that we did.
Yes.
And then the results was supposed to come that evening, but for us we had to wait the next day. So imagine, like, you can't even sleep. You're waiting till the next day for the results. So the next day, God being so good, me, I was still on campus, like I was still on Kolebu campus when I heard that the results had come. And they didn't paste it, so we had to go to the office to go and check if your name is passed. And I remember when I went to the office, like there was a long queue, people were going in, check, some will come, they're excited, some will come, they're sad. So like you don't know what to expect. And I went in and my name was there, and I was so excited, like I was so relieved and I was so excited. How was it for you?
I was excited. I was super excited.
You have to
I was
be excited.
I mean, if everybody was like the first step, if you don't pass the exam, I mean, that's it. Nobody can do anything about that one thing. And I think for the exam, since the things are a lot, you should really focus on the parts that's like you can really do. Because if you don't understand physics and then you are spending all your time trying to get physics, which is going to be just like 20 questions. Meanwhile, you have a good grip with chemistry or the other things. You spend so much time on what you don't know. And at the end of the day, what you could have done, you wouldn't have been able to do it. You are good
The physics, I don't know if it was a general feeling. Maybe you watching, you might be good in physics. But for me and for a lot of people, the physics was very hard for us. So me, I didn't even waste time to study it. Like I knew that some of the other parts I was very good with it, so I focused on those parts, and then the physics I gave it to God. When we finished, people were talking about past questions scheme, and I was so scared because I thought that hey, this one but how to prepare for the access course, just make sure that you go for the classes, study. There are materials, there are past questions. If you get your hands on some of them, you can solve them. So after our names were part of the shortlisted applicants for passing the exam. Now we have to think about interview day. How was it for you?
So the interview, I was nervous. Like that was my first time going for a professional interview. Yeah. So people will come out, you ask them what they ask them, and then you'll be like, oh, it was okay. Yeah, I went. The long and short of it was I came out almost crying because I feel like
why were you crying?
Because of the reception I got, it wasn't so good. Yeah. So I feel like I don't know what's going to happen here, but here we are by God's grace. And then for the interview, I think if you watch videos, Google ask people the first thing, like your appearance, like dress nicely, you should look nice and decent, invest into your look, yes, and do it well. And then general things you have to know, things are happening in Ghana. Yes, basically you just go there, you don't know what to expect, just pray that you find favor.
And the funny thing that happened to me, like after the results came, I think just a few days after the results came, we were supposed to do the interview. And so for me, I didn't know what to wear, and I had to go and buy something. And even when the results hadn't come, like I had so much faith that I was going to get it. So I went to do my shopping for the interview before I even came to check, and then my name was that. But yeah, so invest in your appearance because you get marks for the appearance. And the interview, like any normal interview, it's intimidating. They will try and intimidate you, but you have to be confident, and then be confident in your answers. Even if you are lying, like be confident in your answers.
But be honest.
Yeah, be honest too. Be honest too, but be confident basically. So the questions that they are going to ask you, some of the obvious questions like why you are doing medicine, if you did nursing or if you did any of the science, they'll ask you why you are not interested in those fields but you want to come into medicine. Then ethical questions, and then what are that?
Current affairs.
Yeah. And then ethical questions. For me, they asked me about if my sister is going to marry someone and the person has HIV. Am I going to tell my sister about it? Let's say the person who has HIV is my patient. Am I going to tell the person, my sister, about it? And then, like, who wouldn't tell their sister? So me, I was like, yeah, I'm going to tell my sister not to marry the guy. And we're like, am I going to reveal that the person has HIV? And I said, no, I'm not going to reveal it, but I'm just going to tell my sister not to marry the guy. But I mean, the answer didn't make sense. I was so scared that I wasn't going to get him. But God being so good, yeah. What ethical question did you ask me?
Okay, so they asked me about if I come home one day and then my parents or guardian sponsoring me tells me he deals in drugs, like hard drugs, cocaine, and that's what he's going to take care of me. He tells me I shouldn't tell anybody about it. What am I going to do? And I was like, I'm going to do what he says. I'm not going to tell anybody about it, even if I'm questioned by the police. They said even if I'm questioned by the police, I was like, no. They were like, do I know the consequences of dealing in drugs? And I was like, yeah, I know. Like, what are some of the consequences? I'm like, I know it's harmful to the people who buy it and all. And we're like, so you're still going to go according to what he says? And I was like, yes, because he's the one sponsoring my education, so I can't give him out, because if he gets arrested, how am I going to pay my school fees and everything? You know, like, so am I sure? Like, that's what you're saying. I felt like, God, I have messed up. Why didn't I just say something else? But I couldn't change my answer. I stuck to that.
For some people, I remember they said they asked them, let's say if your friend cheats in an exam, you know that cheating is an offense. So are you going to report your friend? Like, this one, me, I don't know what answer I would give, but be truthful. Like, be truthful. Don't say something just to please them. So yeah, basically that's it about the interview process. You know, make sure you prepare before you go, and then give all your best and dress nicely to impress them. So after the interview, I think we waited for some few weeks. Was it 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, and then the final list came out. The message that the message came. But yeah, it came, and then they were like, congratulations. I was so relieved, because how I feel like I messed up at the interview, I wasn't expecting it. So I was so relieved when like the results came and they were like, I've been accepted. How was it for you?
I was screaming. I was screaming. I was so happy. So I was in a car. I was going home and I was asleep. Yes. So, and I heard my phone beeping. I just woke up and I took my phone out and I saw it was a text message from University of Ghana Medical School. Voila! And I was like, yay, finally, like it's in. It was a very nice moment. Like, finally, your dream come true.
Yeah.
Not knowing, finally, stress.
That is when the hassle began,
Yes.
guys.
Yeah, but it was.
Yeah, so
It's a moment you should relish, because
I mean, if you think about all the process that we went through, application, access calls, interview, all of that, and then see that your name is part, it's okay. After that, now we had to pay our fees. So if you're wondering how much we pay, the fees is like 21,000, so approximately 22,000 Ghana cedis. We pay it. Is it yearly?
Yeah,
like yearly.
And now that inflation has caught up on everything, it might probably go high.
Probably. But yeah, so if you want to come, prepare your pocket too, because they are even going to ask for bank statements and all of that too.
Bank statement.
So prepare your pockets. And then also about the getting accepted, you hear people saying that you have to have connection and all. Like, don't mind them. Do your best that you can. If you don't have any connection, don't be worried. Just me, I didn't have any connection. She didn't have any connection, but here we are. We are here.
Yeah.
So you can make it as long as you set your mind to it. You can make it. So let's talk about our first day in medical school.
Okay, so I think first week we had orientation. Then the following week, that's when we started classes. So orientation, it went by. I don't really remember most of the things that happened in orientation. The first day of school, we did anatomy. Anatomy.
Guys, that's a story for another day. We'll probably do a part 2 where we talk about the courses we did, the modules we did, and our experience with it and how we studied for it and all of that. So if you want us to do comment in the comment section so that we do that video for you.
But if you are new to anatomy like it was, I don't know, scary for me.
Yeah, we did it. So
Okay, so to those of you who are been accepted and are coming in this year and maybe you're now about to apply, I would say if you get in by God's grace, like make sure you have a life. Yes, make sure you have a life. That medical school, your life is not just about medical school. If you have other interests you want to pursue, go for it. Like, make friends, not just in medical school, outside of medical school. Keep in touch with your family. Yes, do other things. Don't let your life be all about medical school. Go out when you need to go out. Take a break when you need to take a break. And when you're studying, to study smart. It's not all about reading. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
yeah, everything she said, and to add on, like, make sure even if you're not a good study person, like, make sure you find people who are serious, people you can gel with, people who can teach you things that you don't understand, and people that you can also teach things that you understand. So make sure you find good studies, you discuss. And then, as she said, don't make medical school your priority, because you finish and you realize that you missed out a lot. Check up on your friends. It's hard. Me, I remember our first semester, I wasn't checking up on people because, like, my whole mind was school. But as time goes on, you try and find a balance. And also, in terms of studying, make sure you know yourself. Make sure you know what works for you, what study method works for you. Don't go with what everybody is doing. If someone is studying this way, it doesn't mean that is what is going to work for you. So yeah, find yourself, find what study method you are good at, and go with that one. And don't listen to people, because pressure will bab you. Honestly, this story, I won't stop saying it. The day that we were at the dissection room for anatomy, and I hadn't studied anything, and everyone was just talking about, what they've studied. They were discussing, like, they were making noise in my ears. And I was standing at the dissection when I was crying, because, like, nobody saw that I was crying, but I was crying. Yeah, she saw that I was crying. So I left the dissection room, I went to sit somewhere, and then I figured my life out. I was like, I'm going to quit medical. No, like, that's a thought that you're going to get a lot. You feel like, did I make a mistake coming here? Should I quit? Don't quit. Like,
remember why you came.
Yeah, remember why you came. Find what works best for you, and then you'll be fine. Any last words?
Good.
Yeah, so that is it basically. Yeah. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like this video and share to your friends in medical school, anyone who wants to come into medical school, or anyone at all, because it won't just be about medical school on this channel. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I love you all, and peace.
Bye.